The mighty Mississippi River, the lifeblood of the American heartland, is drying up. Once a river that spanned across thousands of miles, its waters now retreat, revealing an unsettling truth about the future of the river, its surrounding ecosystems, and the people who depend on it. What is causing the Mississippi to shrink? Is it a natural phenomenon, or is human activity accelerating its decline? And most importantly, what happens next? Today, we explore why Mississippi is drying up and what this means for the region's economy, agriculture, and environment. Understanding the Mississippi River's role. The Mississippi River, one of the longest rivers in the world, flows across the United States, providing a crucial waterway for transportation, agriculture, and industry. It drains much of the central United States, from the Appalachian Mountains to the Gulf of Mexico, creating an extensive network of tributaries that support both human life and wildlife. The Mississippi River plays a critical role in maintaining both the ecological health and economic stability of the United States. From shipping goods to irrigating farmlands, it's a foundational piece of our infrastructure. Yet, this very river is now facing a crisis of shrinking waters. The causes behind the decline. The reasons for the Mississippi River's decline are complex, but they can largely be attributed to a combination of environmental, climatic, and human-induced factors. Climate change is undoubtedly one of the major culprits. Over the past few decades, rising global temperatures have altered weather patterns, making both droughts and floods more frequent and intense. These shifts affect the rainfall distribution across the Mississippi River Basin, leading to periods of severe drought. More frequent and severe droughts have contributed to a reduction in water levels. In some years, the rainfall simply isn't enough to replenish the river's water supply, causing the river to shrink. Satellite data shows that, particularly in the western part of the river, water levels have been declining over time. But it's not just about lack of rainfall. The Mississippi River is also impacted by the way we manage its water resources. Dams, reservoirs, and levees were built to control flooding and regulate water flow, but they also disrupt the natural movement of water. These structures can prevent the river from reaching its full capacity during times of rain. And conversely, they trap water during droughts, altering the overall flow. The impact of agriculture and urban development. Beyond climate change, human activity has also played a significant role in exacerbating the drying up of the Mississippi River. Agriculture and urban development along the river have put increasing pressure on the water system. Without the river, we wouldn't have the water we need for irrigation. Our crops are suffering, and the river's water level impacts not just our water supply, but the cost of transporting goods through barges, which is a huge part of our economy. Farming, particularly in the Mississippi River Basin, requires a vast amount of water. Agriculture is responsible for a significant percentage of the river's water usage, which has led to over-extraction of water for irrigation purposes. Additionally, agricultural runoff, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides has polluted the river, making it harder for ecosystems to thrive. Runoff from farms, as well as waste from urban development, adds pollutants to the river, which not only harms water quality, but also contributes to the loss of aquatic life. This, in turn, affects the overall health of the river. Urban development has also played a significant role. As cities and industrial zones grow along the river, more water is drawn for consumption. The construction of roads, buildings, and other infrastructure increases impervious surfaces, which prevents rainwater from being absorbed back into the ground, contributing to both flooding and drought. Ecological consequences. The drying up of the Mississippi River has far-reaching ecological consequences. The river's ecosystems, home to a variety of species, are at risk of collapse. Lower water levels mean less habitat for fish and other aquatic creatures. Species like the paddlefish, freshwater mussels, and many types of birds rely on the river for survival. As the water recedes, these species are forced to adapt or face extinction. Wetlands along the Mississippi River provide essential functions, filtering water, storing carbon, and supporting biodiversity. But as the river shrinks, these wetlands dry up, leading to habitat loss and further degradation of the ecosystem. Economic consequences. The economic impacts of the Mississippi River's decline are already being felt. The river serves as a critical transportation route for goods, especially in the form of barge traffic. However, low water levels have made navigation increasingly difficult. We've seen a decrease in barge traffic, and with lower water levels, the barges can't transport as much cargo. This affects not just shipping companies, but farmers who rely on barges to move their products to market. The economic ripple effects are profound. Agriculture, tourism, and shipping industries along the river all suffer when the water levels fall. Livelihoods are at stake, and without intervention, the long-term consequences could be devastating for the region. What can be done? So, what can be done to prevent the Mississippi River from drying up completely? Experts agree that a combination of better water management, environmental restoration, and addressing climate change is essential. Improving the way we manage the river's water resources is crucial. This means rethinking the way dams and levees are used, enhancing the natural flow of the river, and ensuring that water is distributed more evenly during both wet and dry periods. Restoring wetlands and adopting sustainable farming practices can also help mitigate some of the damage. By reducing pollution and creating buffer zones along the river, we can protect water quality and improve the overall health of the ecosystem. Local communities are also playing their part. River cleanups, conservation initiatives, and efforts to raise awareness about the importance of preserving the river are gaining momentum. Looking ahead, the Mississippi River is a symbol of life, both past and present, to millions of people across the United States. Its future, however, is uncertain. As we confront the many challenges that threaten its existence, the question remains, can we reverse the damage, or will the river continue to dry up? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: the fate of the Mississippi is in